But you're very, shit centric.
I'm very rectally, anally oriented.
Yeah, you want to start a whole religion, fucking
right around the hole, right around the brown eyes, we'll call us.
But even like if I, when I go in the bathroom, it's like
you're in and out.
Yeah, I'm a sprinter.
You make it. You were like a lady in the toilet. You go.
Yeah, I don't make an effort to go fast. Like it's not like I'm like, it's not like I'm like. It's not like I run in there and I'm like, honey, tie me. But, I generally am just like, it comes, I go, I get it done, and then I leave. I don't really hang around.
I'm more of the school of thought that that's my time. I like to spend a lot of time in the bathroom. I go in, I'm easily in there minimum, if I'm taking a shit, half hour, 45 minutes. Because I'll bring my computer in, do some email reading, some posting, and then granted, I get done shitting pretty quickly. Like, by the time you're going to the bathroom, the need to go to the bathroom is such that the shit's ready to come out.
Do you wipe early?
No, I wipe.
Well, then you need a moist towelette because your fucking shit's drying to your skin.
It's not drying. First off, that's presupposing that I'm getting shit stuck to my skin, which I'm not. Because when I sit down in the bowl, I do a sumo-like spread where my cheeks are spread across both sides of the seat, so that when a ring piece opens up and the shit drops, it's like dropping a torpedo out of the Bombay doors. When you drop a torpedo or you drop a bomb out of a plane, the bomb doesn't hit the side of the plane. It's boom.
That's true.
If it does, trouble. So that's the way I go about it. I like to spread that fucking sphincter as much as almost like I'm getting ready to take it straight up the ass, but it's instead using it as the exit. Do you look at your toilet paper before you put it in the bowl, or you wipe and drop?
No.
I look. I want to see. What have I made today? It makes me feel productive.
Well, I can look in the bowl. You flush before you stand up?
No, I stand up, look again, then flush.
Well, I mean, I look. I just don't need to look at the toilet paper.
But then how do you know you're done? How do you know there's no more ass around your sphincter? No more shit around your sphincter.
Oh, look.
No more ass around your sphincter. It's like a
flesh-eating disease
I guess when you have no more ass around your sphincter.
I guess I do look.
You'd have to look. Either that or you're fucking, if you're Mary, Laura Ingalls Wilder's sister, you're feeling the corn cob, feeling for, fucking shit on it.
No.
Generally, I think everybody tends to look. And if you don't, you're being irresponsible because you got to make sure you're completely clean.
It's a whole process that I think so little about.
I put a lot of thought into it because everybody does it. It's the great equalizer. We all shit. Like, there are people out there that work at McDonald's. You make films. Some dudes have no jobs and they ask you for quarters when you pass them on the street. But all three of you, shit.
We all poop.
And you all poo, and you all have to deal with that moment of, like, how do I stop this? How do I end this whole pooping experience? Dirty ass must have been the cause of many, disease. They didn't have antibiotics really back then, like they do now. So, like, you had people like, you go to Nellie Olson's restaurant.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, takes a shit, wiping their ass with a fucking corn cob. They're probably getting shit on their hands. They don't, when they go to wash their hands afterwards, they don't have any sinks in the bathroom at that time because everyone's shitting in an outhouse. Yeah. So they go to the water pump where everybody fucking drinks. They're washing their hands. They don't have any soap. So, you still got fecal matter, some germs on your hands and shit. And then they go prepare the food at Nellie Olson's restaurant, and you're eating, some fucking chicken that has Nellie Olson shit on. Well, she didn't cook herself, but somebody in the kitchen would have. So with the wet wipe, that all goes away.
Carol,
you're right, Mrs. Ingalls. Carol's
just big clumps of shit on the chicken.
Totally. It's not her fault. I'm not saying like Carolyn Ingram was just Ingalls. Carolyn Ingalls was a dirty ass whore. Like, she just didn't have the
means of which
to wipe her ass. I bet you a lot of people got this. Yeah, but I don't think they used soap to wash their hands.
Presupposing that they used soap to do what?
Think about it. When did they, like, they didn't wash as often as we do.
Sure.
And when they shit, I don't think they used soap, because when you shit, then you went to the water pump to wash your hands. And you're only doing a one-hand wash like you can do on an airplane, because you're having to pump the pump with one hand, put one hand under it, the water spigot.
You could have a bucket.
Even worse, so then everybody's dipping their hands in the same fucking bucket where shitty hands had gone before. And where's the soap? You think they got soap hanging around the water spigot?
What do you think soap was? Like, there was soap.
Yeah, when you took a bath once a month or something like that. I don't think it was made available for folks who had, like, taken a shit and whatnot. That's what I get from television. But, you know, granted, these aren't documentaries.
I mean, to me, what's funny is that, like, based on Little House on the Prairie, which is so, like, not rustic and as hard as it probably was, you somehow think that they're like Neanderthals,
that's all I got to go
flinging
on,
poop at each other.
Totally. They're like chimps in a cage, whipping poop at one another. That's all I have to go on is Little House on the Prairie. Unless Ken Burns does a fucking documentary about shitting in the olden days. Like, you know, I would totally watch that. Horses on two legs.
But like when you're at the circus, wouldn't you have been into if they were just like, and now the liger, and you saw like a cross between the two?
I'd be more like, and now the liger will fuck another liger.
I want to see sex.
Yeah, totally, man. That's the show where that's the greatest show on earth. Now watches the mighty liger mounts his ligress and puts his cock in it.
You want to watch exotic animal porn?
I do, right there, like where, you know, you could smell it in the air and shit like that. Watch the red thing pop out. That's my kind of circus. They don't do that, though. Too many kids around.
Yeah.
I will say at one point during the horse show, but the highlight of the horse show was one of the horses where he was running the circles. Shit. I felt like a child, but I quickly pointed it out to the kid. I was like, look, the horse pooped. And my wife looked at me like, grow up. But I'm like, that's awesome. Like, that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
And then how quickly somebody comes with a shovel. Dude comes with a shovel, not with a broom and shovel, just a shovel, kind of gets it all, does these, like, serpentine movements with the shovel to get it all, and then does this massive swoop with it so he doesn't have to use a brush to sweep it onto the shovel. There's a fly in here. And then he swoops it up into the air, and it all collects on the shovel. And it's a standard shovel like you would shovel snow with. But I found that more fascinating than the horses because I'm like, he did it twice. I'm like, how did the poop not fall off the shovel? Like, give that dude an act. Like, that's huge. Just put a dude in a ring with a bunch of shit and have him, like, sweep it up and not fall off.
Wow, what would you call him?
Shittler.
Shittler?
The mighty Shittler. You know what they did have, though, which was awesome, was the human cannonball. I haven't seen that shit maybe ever. They had a cannonball couple, and they got into this cannon, and they fucking shot him across the ring. I thought that was pretty damn cool.
So I'm down for that. Mm-hmm. I'm down for stuff where I'm like, they know what's going on. Mm-hmm. They're choosing, you know, to get in the cannon. Yeah, freedom of choice.
The human cannon. Watching the human cannonballs, though, for like a second and a half, you get the distinct impression of what it'd be like if people flew. Like, you know, you've seen it in Superman and shit, but, like, that's different on a movie screen or a TV screen. Watching it right in front of your eyes, watching two people soar through the air, you know, and, of course, they're going to land eventually, but for a second and a half, you're just like, that is fucking amazing. Like, wouldn't it be awesome if we all flew? Or not even all, just some of us flew.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I would enjoy flying.
Who wouldn't?
Well, I can't remember when we got on this conversation with my wife, and it was on a This American Life, I think, and they were talking about, like, would you rather fly or be invisible?
Mm-hmm. Flying, much more practical.
That was my, like,
invisibility,
some people say,
the kind of thing is, like, the only thing, if I was 14, I'd say invisibility, because then you could go look at girls changing their clothes and shit. But flying you can see some nudity. And once you get married, you can't do that anyway. Your wife finds out you used your powers of invisibility to go look at some other other chick's ass. She'd be mad. But the flying thing,
I also feel that you could approximate with, you know, just go buy a bunch of really expensive surveillance equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could approximate that sense.
What it's like to be somewhere you're not supposed to be.
Yeah, like but the idea of, like, being able to fly, having your own being to self-propel yourself through the air.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't, like, I couldn't imagine, like, I would want to do that for, like, if they were like, you be invisible for life or go in and out, or be able to fly for a month. I would fly for a month.
Just for the month.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd make so much money.
Yeah.
Too. Aside from, like, the shit you would get to... Although it would probably be like, well, it's a month I don't really have much traveling to do.
No.
If with my one month of flying ability, I'd probably spend most of it in my room watching TV and playing online poker.
And occasionally...
My wife would be like, hey, you're running out of time. I'd be like, whatever. Get off my back.
Fuck you.
I'm going to fly to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Flying indoors. Just fucking knocking shit off.
Well, it's safe, too. That'd be awesome just to fly through the house and shit. I would, though. I'd enjoy flying.
Yeah, I would fly in a heartbeat. Being invisible to me is like, I don't know, like seeing naked women.
I've seen naked women.
Yeah.
I've seen, and kind of, look, you see one naked person, you see one of each naked person, man and female. You've seen them all. It's just variations on a theme there. Flying, though, those are once, it's not, you've nothing to approximate it to except like flying in an airplane. That's not the same thing.
Just the anticipation of that moment where you can walk out your front door.